Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! Good morning, fam. Tiptoe Wolf, Preppy, Neil. Yo, 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 yo. Wait for the one more drop. Here we go. Here we go. Let's jump on in. What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. On coffee number 2. Once again, as always, we turn this over. My wife versus your wife. Okay, Ethereum versus Cupcake Charlie over here. Not Cupcake Charlie. You guys ever had a Cupcake Charlie cupcake? It's really freaking good. Cupcake Charlie this morning. What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Bitcoin getting a little move up. Holy moly, what is this? What the heck is this? Holy moly. Nothing crazy, though. Ethereum up about 4%, though. Doge was up about 10% this morning. So some good stuff happening in the markets, but is it going to last? You can see the title of the stream. Bitcoin approaching some squeeze levels and the S&P approaching squeeze levels. Will they be able to squeeze them, right? Squeeze those little bears back up to the upside. Squeeze those little balls back up to the upside. And I did not say the bulls, okay? Dion, he said they should have Antonio Brown for Patriots' new quarterback. Anything will be better than Mac Jones, my friend. Mac Jones is absolutely horrid, okay? You give the Patriots any elite quarterback, the Patriots are probably undefeated this year. I'm not going to lie. Go look at all their scores, okay? You give the Pats any type of elite quarterback, we're undefeated, 100%. Mac Jones blows. Zappy also blows. And, yeah, that's where we're at. So, anyways, let's jump on it. So, 16,445 for Bitcoin. We were looking at this little bit of a bear flag last night, right? And we sort of said, okay, these usually break to the downside, but Bitcoin came out and, gave ourselves a one little 1-2 and pumped us back to the upside to, we sort of said, okay, you got vector candles below you, you got vector candles above you. Which one is it going to come up for first? decides to come up. All right. Now, you look at where Bitcoin is. Well, did it really get anywhere? Well, no, it didn't really get anywhere. It's still below this little short-term downtrend of resistance. And, this is the one that we got to concentrate on going forward, is breaking this downtrend of resistance. A break right now of anywhere above 16,500 would be a pretty good sign for Bitcoin here on a hourly closure or a 2-hour closure or anything along those lines. But man, look at this. Volume still falling off a cliff as we get the market open coming on in here at 9:30. Let's see what happens, man. The DXY was going everywhere today. It was dumping, it was pumping, it was going nuts. We'll take a look at the DXY, the S&P, and everything in between here. Dan, what is in that coffee? Undefeated? Pats would be undefeated if we had an elite quarterback. Anyways, we look at this. All right, so we want to see Bitcoin break above this. I would say right now, right, the big thing I'm watching for is, obviously we know Bitcoin's still in a range, but here's the deal, guys. We go look at, say, the longer term time frames, right? We look at, say, the 8-hour, the 12-hour, the daily. What did we say yesterday? Okay, if we want to see Bitcoin get a move up, we want to see it happen sooner rather than later, right? So my sort of thought process is, I still think Bitcoin gets a squeeze to the upside, but I want it to happen starting this week. I want it to happen with a little bit room to give us before that FOMC meeting that's coming up on December 13th to give us a little bit of leeway in case Jerome the Gnome comes in and smacks us back to the downside like he tends to do. So, could we get a little bit of a move up going into this week? We still haven't gotten anywhere, right? We still got to stay a little bit cautious, but we are approaching that level where I think we're getting pretty close, right? We look at this and you got this downtrend of resistance on the 12-hour time frame. You're sitting right there, my friends. You're sitting right there like a little cockadoo ready to poke its head above here, right? And, still to this day, I still look up here and I still see, this juicy liquidity back up here to the upside. Could we come up and take that before the FOMC meeting? It's got to happen sooner rather than later. And, we'll see if it happens. Now, like we said, for the short-term time frames for Bitcoin, let's see what we got. I would say as long as, we sort of stay above this level here for the short term, all is good. What we don't want to see is just initial rejection and just an instant dump right back to the downside. It's a bear market, so that's tend to see what happens here as we kind of go along. But you can see the volume's falling off a cliff. What that tells me is Bitcoin is sort of getting ready for some type of decent move inside of this range. So that is where we're at. What will we see today? Well, let's go look at real quick. All right, the S&P 500. Okay, what do we got going on? Well, that bearish divergence did play out, but now we sort of sit here, and my thought process for the S&P 500 was, dude, we haven't even came up and tested this downtrend of resistance yet, which the S&P seems to always do before it insta-dumps. Okay, one touch here, one touch here, one touch here. So it's the same point for the S&P. If that comes up a little bit higher, could that give Bitcoin the leeway to try to make a move to the upside? We'll find out, my friends. But that is approaching, excuse me, very, very carefully here too. Guys, I am fighting this sickness, okay? Everyone around me is sick, and I'm fighting it off like a freaking, you know why? Because I eat more broccoli than anyone I know. Just kidding, I don't. I know someone who eats more broccoli than me. But I eat a lot of broccolis, okay? And that's why I am not getting sick, and I drink more water. I drink more water than anyone I know. I'm confident on that. No one drinks more water than me. Cheers, though. Cheers. Okay, let's go back to the chart. You guys, you don't care about this. S&P at the 702? Yes, it is. I just think from a structure standpoint, you could see that move up to tap this at somewhere around the 4,085 level before it does end up swinging back down for the S&P. Now, what do we got coming up today? Anything crazy? Well, there was the home price index that was going to be kind of let out here. That showed a decline in home prices again. Shocking. That's going to continue going into next year, in my personal opinion. And so home prices went down, and then you got the consumer confidence index. coming up at 10 a.m. this morning, guys. So what is it? Get out of here. No one wants this 92% lower than average U.S. listed mutual fund. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. We don't want this at. But the Consumer Confidence Index coming in at 10 a.m. How will the consumers feel going into the end of the year here? Are they going to feel a little bit worried? It is expected to be 100. And I was reading this morning that anything above 90 typically shows a healthy economy. And last time we got 100. So let's see what we got. If people are gonna feel confident, I don't freaking know. But we'll see if that impacts the market coming up here at 10 o'clock, which is in 6 minutes. We get a little doody do. They said, dude, you're like sick every other week. No, that's not true. I've been, I guess I should say this. I guess I've been sort of sick about 4 times this year, I'd say. 4 times. 1 time sucked. The other 2 times were, whatever. Oh, well, 2 of the times I lost my voice, and that's the problem. Like, if I don't lose my voice, you guys probably wouldn't even know, because a headache's a headache. It sucks, but it is what it is. When I lose my voice, though, that's the worst, dude, because I can't even come on here and talk, you know? But right now, the voice is still looking good. The voice is still rocking because I eat more broccoli than anyone I know. I told you, man. It's all about the broccoli consumption. If you eat a lot of broccoli and you have a lot of broccoli consumption, then we got we got good to go. Jordan caught something at that halal place. Oh no, dude. I was given this sickness. Okay, I was given this sickness. I did not get it from any food. Okay, so don't blame Adele's famous. Okay. Anyways, so what else do we got going on here? It's sort of the same point. So what this price action reminds me of, and it might not play out this way, my friends. It might. Yo, what's going on, 2W? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming and hanging out this morning. If you guys could smack up that like button, though. I know it's the bear market, and I know we don't like to do that, and I know it's annoying. I know it's tough to press that one button, my man. But like I always like to say, you guys pressing the like button at every single girl's picture on Instagram. But you can't hit up a stream that you watch twice a day. Come on, my guys. Don't be weird out here, okay? Smack up that like button for your boy. Anyways, so this over here. So this price action right here reminds me a lot of this downtrend of resistance that we had over here, where everyone was sort of saying, it's bearish. It's going to insta-dump down to the downside, which it did, right? We did end up getting that dump to the downside. But before we get that dump down to the downside, we usually get that move up first, right? That snap back to the mean, and then we dump. So it's sort of the same thing, right? We had this, we broke out to the upside, we squeezed some of those people shorting that try to shorting the bottom like weirdos, and then we dump down to the downside. This price action reminds me of the same, and I want to see it before this meeting. But if we can start getting a little bit of price action to the upside, that could give us that sort of move to the upside, the squeeze, and then sort of the move back down if we sort of go with the theory that we still have lower to go on Bitcoin. So still overall the same type of deal here. When you get a big capitulation event, you usually see a snap back to the mean. I'm going to stick by that, even if it doesn't happen right now, right? Even if Bitcoin insta-dumps back down to the lows, it still doesn't change anything, but I want to see a move up sooner rather than later. Okay, sooner rather than later here. Okay, here we got for Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is approaching right here. Like we said, we have that consumer price index coming in at 10 o'clock. Could that dictate the markets at all? We'll find out. Right now, the S&P also is, let's go to like the 1 hour time frame on the S&Pizzle. Also is coming down a little bit to start the day. It is early in the day, so don't get carried away, okay? Like that rhyme, they call me Dr. Seuss. It is early in the day, but don't get carried away. S&P coming down a little bit. We got the NASDAQ also coming down a little bit, approaching a key support level on the NASDAQ there. And we got the DXY, which I will say, this DXY is looking a little bit bullish at the moment. So if we take a look at the DXY, here's sort of the issue that we have right now, right? So the DXY at a massive support level, right? This is the level that we marked off when it was dumping and said this is probably where DXY is going to get a bounce. DXY, resistance, support, now flipping its support again. If you guys can see what the DXY is making, man, we don't want to see this if we want to see Bitcoin come up to the upside, my friends. If you're a bear, this is what you'd like to see. You got that classic W formation on the DXY. Now, here's what we want to see, okay? If the DXY kind of continues to mosey its way up here and sort of converts this so-called W formation back up to the upside, I want to see a rejection off this high, right? This high, this high. If we are some type of, if we want to continue this, you know, at least for the stock market. It hasn't really happened for Bitcoin, to be honest, but at least for the stock markets. That's what I'm talking. That's what I said. I looked right over. You stopped beeping. That's what I'm talking about. But no, a move up here. I want to see a rejection somewhere around this 109 level. If we are a bull, and then sort of a move back down. Okay. If we are a bull, now that's what that looks like to me. To be honest, I mean, we saw a quick move down for the DXY. Once again, just like Bitcoin, you see a quick move down. Does a snap back up make some sense? Yeah, I mean, it does. So could that throw a little bit of a wrench in our plans? Abso-freaking-lutely, my friends. So that's what we got for the DXY. Everyone's spamming wrenches. Don't be weird. Don't be weird, man. Listen, if I have to say don't be weird, then there's something going on, because I am a weird mother trucker, my guys. Right? So, you know, like, if I have to go up to you guys and I have to say, guys, you know, stop being weird. You're being super, super weird in the chat. Just know that it means you're being super weird and you need to chill just a little bit. The wrenches are pumping. George, when will Samantha and your mom get their mod wrench? Samantha and your mom? Samantha will not get a wrench. I know John M doesn't like. Where's John M this morning? John M's been a little grumpy lately. Where's John M? He's been super grumpy. Where is he? John M and Samantha are, like to fight in the chat. Could you imagine the carnage of the carnage? The carnage is such a brutal word. Holy moly. Can you wrench? Can you wrench a mod? All right. So Bitcoin, I guess, still holding that range we want to hold. Let's go check out Ethereum. So Ethereum had a very similar chart, my friends. All right. Captain Ethereum off to the races. We look at Ethereum. Same deal, right? You came up and tested that level where if you break this, you're looking for that squeeze to the upside. You tested it. You haven't broken it. So it's right where we kind of are, right? So resistance point on the top, support level on the bottom, big range for Ethereum. You got this downtrend of resistance in that range. This is on the 8-hour time frame, by the way. And it's the same thing I see with Bitcoin, right? I see this sort of consolidation here, right here at the lows. And I look at this and I say, okay, you got this little consolidation, but look at this. Look at this giant wick on the 8-hour time frame, right? Look at this, man. Look at this 8-hour wick to the upside. Look at this vector candle right here, back upwards to the $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 levels for Ethereum, all the way back up here. Doesn't that look juicy for the market maker to come back up and take that, my friends? I don't know. It does to me. And you might call me crazy and say, Jordan, there's no way. What's going to cause that to go up there? Well, if we didn't learn from this time over here, okay, do we remember that same standpoint where the markets were over here? And you had this downtrend of resistance. You had this horizontal support line. Do we remember that time? And everyone was saying the same thing. Jordan, what the hell is going to cause a move to the upside? What's going to cause a move to the upside? Okay? And then what did we learn? We learned that you don't need something to cause a move to the upside. If the market makers want to move the price up, they will. Okay? That's one of the most biggest misconceptions. What's going to be a catalyst to the upside? Or if something's bullish, what's going to be a catalyst to the downside? You don't need no goddamn catalyst, my friends. Okay? If the price wants to do this and it wants to come up for liquidity, just like it did up here, I don't see why it can't do that. All right? So the standpoint still remains. Even if it doesn't have to happen today, but even if Ethereum comes back down to the lows and sort of still continues to oscillate here, still thinks it makes sense to come up. But I want to see it happen sooner rather than later, because time is running out, like we said yesterday, for the bulls as we approach some key things happening around the markets coming up here in the next couple weeks as a new CPI print, which maybe that causes the pump. I don't know. That could be bullish. Then you could see the next 2 weeks could be interesting, right? The CPI print could be bullish, aka inflation continues down faster than people expect, just like it did last month, that could be bullish. And then the FOMC meeting could be 50 basis points, which is already priced in, but then Powell could come in and be bearish. So like there's so many variables that have to come up here in the next 2 weeks, and that's why this price action I expect to remain kind of shady for the next 2 weeks. So stay cautious and stay a little bit safe out there. Make sure you're using stop losses on your trades, because I do think the next 2 weeks could be either super freaking boring or they could be something unexpected here, you know? But that's what we got for Ethereum. It's the same standpoint. Obviously, invalidation, ETH comes and breaks the 1,077 mark. That invalidates that. And we're looking for ETH to come back down and test these wicks down here at the 1,000 even dollar level. All right? But that's sort of the same standpoint. Let's see. Wayne, yeah, exactly. Nothing works as it's supposed to anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, we've seen, you know, bullish patterns break up, bearish patterns break down. I mean, most things break down in a bear market, right? So you're totally right. Descending triangles break down more often than they break up, especially in a bear market. But we just saw one break to the upside, so it is what it is. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Be so funny if John M. got abducted by aliens after not believing in them. True. Let me see. Lower coins today. So we had ETH have a nice move. Doge had a nice move today, though. You know, the Doge move was, I mean, let's go to the Doge move on the daily. The Doge move on the daily could have just been coming up and taking this wick. So if we go to like the 8-hour time frame on Mr. Doji, this looks a little bit shady at the current moment. Okay, and I'm not going to say what do we know about Doge, guys? Doge is going to do what Doji wants to do. Okay, and as long as Bitcoin goes sideways, Doge could still have, you know, a little bit of a little bit upside left. To be honest, Doge is going to do what Doge is going to do. But right now, Doge has got that little kind of M formation trying to play out here. Now, it doesn't have any bearish divergence, which I guess is the good thing, right? The 4-hour, I don't see any bearish div. The 8-hour, I don't see any bearish div on Doge. The 12-hour, those all look good, right? Those all look good on closes. So it's not like it's screaming, okay, this one's going to get a major correction. But at the same point, when you get sort of this big rise up, the retrace, you get that rise up again, and then you sort of get rejected right at the top of that vector candle here, and you start coming back down. Be a little bit cautious here, all right? That's all I'm saying. It's like, this is not the time to get into Doge. If Doge retraces all the way back down here, okay, then you start thinking, okay, maybe I'll get into some Doge, okay? But as always, the time to get into these things are not on the rise up. The time to get into these things are on the moves down. You don't want to do it at the time, right? You scream and you kick at yourself. It's never fun, right? I mean, you didn't want to buy Doge right here. You don't want to buy Doge here. You don't want to buy Doge down here. Okay? You want to buy Doge right here, right? Anyone that's new to crypto, you want to buy Doge right freaking now, don't you? You want to buy it right now. But now it's not risk versus reward. You do you. You do you. Doge, I hope it goes to the moon. Okay, but you know, obviously we need Bitcoin to behave. If Bitcoin behaves, Doge ain't done. Doge ain't done. But Bitcoin's also flirting with resistance a little bit. For me personally, like short term, be careful on Doge. If I think what's going to happen for Bitcoin is going to happen, right? If I'm expecting a squeeze on BTC, then I got to be expecting a squeeze on Doge, right? I mean, you can't be saying, oh, Doge is going to dump, but Bitcoin's going to pump. That ain't how this market works. All right, so if I'm expecting a move up for BTC, if it's going to happen soon, it's going to happen soon. Then Doge, I mean, I have to say it's going to come up a little bit higher, but the time to buy it is not the sport, not resistance, guys. It's all about risk versus reward. I only buy Doge when my grandma asks me where to buy Doge. Where do I buy some Doge?
Jordan, how do I buy some
Dogecoin? Oh, man. The good thing is no one's actually, that's not true. You know what's interesting? This bear market's so much different than the last one. I think it's maybe because crypto is so mainstream now, or a little bit more mainstream than it was before. You know what's so interesting now? I have more people ask me if they should buy crypto now than I did back in 2019 or 2020. Maybe it's because they also know I'm more into crypto now than I was then. But I don't know if that's good or bad. Let me know. Like, if you guys have family or friends that know you're into crypto, what are they saying about crypto at the current moment? Okay. For me, it's one of two things. It's one of, oh my God, have you seen all the fraud and the scams that are happening in crypto right now? Or it's number two, it's, man, prices have really came down a little bit. You think now is a good time to get into Ethereum or get into this? It's one of the two, right? It's really nothing in between at the current moment, which I don't know if that's bullish, bearish, but hey, it is what it is. Most of you guys would say that's bearish. You know, oh, normies want to buy Bitcoin or want to buy Ethereum or whatnot. But you know, that's obviously to be. Like if I didn't know anything about crypto, would they talk about it? No. So that's, I guess, I don't know if I can take that. I take that with a grain of salt. All right, what else do we got cooking here? I wanted to touch I wanted to touch on something. I forget what it is now. Now I feel sort of bypassed. Oh, the daily time frame. Where do we want to see Bitcoin close? Here's where I think would be an awesome close for Bitcoin, guys. We haven't seen the type of bullish engulfing candle I like to see for any type of asset is I like to see 3 red candles followed by a green candle that eclipses, okay? Eclipses that last red candle. Anything else besides that is kind of ominous and you're sort of making shit up. But here's what we want to see. If Bitcoin can close the daily today above, what is it? About 16,430, which we're about $50 below that right now. So that's certainly doable. You're going to have that nice structure that I like to see where you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red candles. If we close back above that one, a nice bullish engulfing candle, right? And you probably have a chance at that point of eclipsing the previous 3 red candles, which is even better. But the last time we actually had, let's go look at the last time we actually had bullish engulfing candles. It's not confirmed yet. Like I said, we have to wait till 7 p.m. tonight for the close to confirm this. But the last times that we had those, let's go back and look. Man, you have to go back really far. Well, you had one here, okay? So you had 1, 2, 3 red. You came back up. You engulfed this one with a green candle. Okay, and obviously you guys can see that led to a pretty nice move to the upside there from about 19,000 to about 21,500. The time before that was, I'm looking for 3 red and 1 green. So 1, 2, 3, engulf that one green. Same thing, nice move from 19K up to like 20,500. Pretty nice move there. And then I think there was the last one, I was looking at this earlier, was all the way back here, which was right here, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, engulf this one was right there, and that was obviously the move from like 19,000 to about 25,000. Do I think that a move like that's going to happen? No. But you know, the last couple of times you did see those, you did have some pretty nice and volatile moves to the upside. So let's see what happens. That's not confirmed unless we close above 16,430 ish. But we're right there, right? We're in the realm of possibility for that to happen for Captain BTC today. Man, even people with no exposure scared of crypto. Oh, facts. Let me see what you guys said in here. They all say it's a scam, said Tug-Eye. Yeah, I would say, with the exception of 2 people, like on Thanksgiving when I went there, I had about 3 people that never talked to crypto about before saying, wow, have you seen the news on crypto? Crypto's really looking like, they didn't say it like that, but they said, oh my God, man. Like, you got some serious fraud, $6 billion in crypto being stolen. And I'm like, it's like, come on, man. But it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I know it's sad, but you need the general public to not believe in something because here's how it works. You get them all not to believe. Okay, why don't they believe? Because prices are going down. I mean that's human emotions. When prices go down, people don't believe. When prices go up, people believe. It's human emotion. You can't fight that, right? So you need them not to believe. Okay, people who believe and end up accumulating at lower prices. And then when the prices start going up, it's sad, but you need people who only believe when the prices go up to be exit liquidity, right? And I know that's sad, but that's the reality of the market. For every seller, there has to be a buyer, okay? So in the future, when we want to sell the coins that we bought over the course of the next year before the halving, and the people 2 years from now that want to buy the next tops, I mean, listen, we got to sell to someone, you know? And if everyone believed, there would be no market, right? If everyone believed, it probably would be if everyone believed in something, okay, then it would just be about who could get out first. But if no one believes, it's about who can get in first. You know what I mean? So you need a lot of people not to believe. And I know that it's kind of immoral, but I mean that's how the world works and that's how the market works. You know. Let's see. Oh my God, that's all I heard over Thanksgiving as well. It sucked, Rodney. It was horrible. It was horrible. But you do what you got to do, man. Son, how are those little coins you keep talking about doing? I hear some Sam guy sold them all. Some Sam guy. My cousin is severely upset. Won't even mention crypto right now. When the market goes up, won't shut up. Yeah, that tends to be the case. That tends to be the case. Now, I would say it was the opposite for me. When the market's down, people love to be like, oh, crypto ain't doing well, right? But when the market's up, no one likes to talk about it. You know what I mean? People love to crap on stuff that they're not in when it's going down. But when they're not in something, they don't like to bring it up because they weren't in it, you know? That's kind of the nature of crypto too, I guess, in a way. This coffee's delicious, by the way. Thank you, Maj. Man. This coffee is giving me some good stuff today, guys. All right, so we know we're watching for BTC today. Let me just check on some other stuff here. Let me see if you guys said anything in the chat, by the way. Nothing in the chat. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Come on, Doji, give us a little oomph. Anything else moving up that I really want to touch on? Link has settled down a little bit, so that's good, right? The fact that Link is not pumping more than the rest of the market right now is good. Now, that was different a couple days ago. Maybe Link starts going nuts again. If it does, we take some caution. But Link has settled down. Bitcoin. Oops. FTM? Ice Mike, you love FTM, man. I got you. By the way, F Jabba, he's not going to have nice words for you later tonight. All right? Ice Mike, he's going to come out and he's going to body slam you. You don't want to be body slammed by Jabba, my man. But Chainlink right now, it's up less than in some of these other ones, so that's good. Chainlink still looks like it has more room to run to the upside. All these altcoins look primed to take this liquidity to the upside in the short term. I don't, and I want to state this because people get this confused of like, oh, Jordan's saying upside. No, it's just like we said a couple weeks ago, right? I was looking for like 21,700. We went to 21,500. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't see why Bitcoin can't retrace to like 18 to 19K. I know that sounds crazy right now, but like we said a couple weeks ago, let's wait. Let's see where we're at, and we'll rediscuss. All right, so Link, same thing. Link, I still think, coming back up to test these areas around like 830, still make a little sense in the short term. So I'm looking for Link to continue up in this range. I mean, look at Link, guys. Look at Link. This Link, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's just an oscillator at this point, right? I mean, you could use Chainlink as an oscillator, kind of, right? Buy crypto when Chainlink's at the lows, sell crypto when Chainlink at the highs. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. You can literally use Chainlink as a buy oscillator for crypto. Okay, you know what I mean? You could. I mean, it would work pretty perfectly over the course of time. So yeah, Chainlink. I mean, expect the trend to continue. You come up and test the highs. I mean, it is what it is. So that is Captain Chainlink. FTM, Phantom. Your mom, are you? I'm so confused about what your mom is, you know? Your mom, I have to call you out. I think your mom is your mom is probably a 40-year-old man, okay? Probably a 40-year-old man that's sitting on the computer going, you know what I mean? Chris Reed said, screw Link. Chris, Link is usually the mark of the devil, okay? But today, it's not the mark of the devil. Excuse you. Okay. So, Phantom. I mean, look at Phantom, man. That was the deviation play. And that one played out. This is what we talked about yesterday. Phantom looked really good, right? Low, low, fake out below. That's why don't be one of these traders. Don't be one of these traders nowadays, okay? Because it used to work, and now it doesn't. The market makers are too smart with this now, okay? Where you get these breakdowns, most people would go short right here because they think, oh my God, look, Phantom broke the lows, it's going to go lower, okay? But they don't, and they go short here, thinking it's just going to go down, okay? What do? They bring it back up, okay? Now, this is where you would want to go if you were to do it, wait for the back test, but then it just goes right back up and goes right back up into the range. You know what I mean? So, it's the same deal. I mean, look at how all these altcoins have such similar charts, right? Look at Phantom. What do we got on the charts? Okay, big rise up. You got this juicy vector candle here, and you actually got this juicy wick all the way back up to the upside. If I'm going to expect what I expect for Bitcoin, doesn't have to happen today, but over the course, this is on the daily chart, over the course of the next couple weeks, right? At least the next 2 weeks, then I'm going to expect Phantom to get risen back up here, right? To take these guys out. And then ultimately, depending on the news we get on December 13th, which I think is going to impact the markets a lot, either positively or negatively, we either see that sort of massive rejection and continuation back down, which would make sense in that standpoint. Or if somehow CPI comes in massively lower, we get a continuation pump, you know? So that's what I see for Phantom. I mean, it's a classic deviation play, and I think this one has a good chance to come up and test the highs. I mean, that's what the charts tell me. I can't lie, you know? I can't lie here. Let me see. Actually, I'm 42 and I identify as your mom. Nice, dude. Jordan, when cats are a superior animal? No, cats are not a superior animal. Cats are cats are fine. Cats are cute, man. Listen, I have no problem with cats. Okay? But dogs are better than cats. Okay? If a dog was a 10, I'd say a cat was like a 7. Okay? As far as pets goes, you know? There's nothing wrong with a cat. It's cool, you know? But you don't have that same bond with a cat that you do with a dog. I'll tell you right now. We're not going to go into that today because this is the morning stream and we keep these nice and short and sweet. Okay. Anything else I want to touch on? Oh, one more thing. One more thing I want to touch on today, guys. And that is the Bitcoin versus, I guess I could say 2 charts here. 2 charts, right? 2 macro charts that, you know, most people don't look at, but I think are very interesting studies going for studies. It's like we're rocket scientists here. 2 interesting case studies going forward, right? The Bitcoin SPX chart, so Bitcoin versus stock market. This is at such a key level, okay? Bitcoin versus the SPX. I know a lot of you guys are saying, there's no way Bitcoin's going to outpace the stock market here. This is a pretty clean wedge formation. It's not even about the wedge. It's about where we're at in price action too. You look at where we're at, right? One support, 2 supports. Look where we're at right now. We're also at that 786 retracement from the bear market lows to the bull market highs, sitting right at that 786 retracement at the bottom of this wedge formation. I know it sounds crazy, okay? And there's always invalidations to these charts. But as it stands right now, I kind of like this one for Bitcoin. You know, it doesn't have to happen right now. I mean, Bitcoin could certainly just continue like this, continue down a little bit, and then come up over the course of the next, you know, still a couple months. This could go sideways for a few months. But I like Bitcoin to at least hold the range against the S&P. And does that give us any clues about what could happen for Bitcoin, right? Because if Bitcoin can hold this range against the S&P, okay, that probably means the S&P doesn't take a massive nosedive. Okay, like a huge nosedive. Because why? When the S&P takes a massive nosedive, Bitcoin usually drops more. You know, it's interesting, right? Could we see Bitcoin outpace the S&P over the course of the next couple months? We shall find out, right? We shall find out. But I think this is a chart we have to pay attention to, right? That not a lot of people pay attention to this. And the other one is Bitcoin versus USDT. The reason why I bring this one up is it's kind of a big macro channel, right? It reminds me of the, excuse me, of the dollar versus the, oh no, here we go. Oh no. Oh, here comes the phlegm. The phlegma is coming in. The phlegma. Do you guys say phlegma or phlegm? Let me know. But Bitcoin versus USDT. This is another chart we got to watch, right? Because you have low, 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 low. This is on the weekly chart. So long-term chart here. This one also has a similar type of deal going on where we just retested the lows again. You know what I mean? You guys can see it here. We just retested the lows on the Bitcoin versus USDT chart. Is this one also, you know, at least for the next few months, going to tell us that we should expect a little bit of sideways action before dumpage? Doesn't mean we can't dump again, right? This could certainly come back down and test again. And this one's sort of ominous because this could just keep going whoop, 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 whoop at the lows, right? But when I look at this chart, I see a clean downtrend of resistance, clean support level. Could this one also get a little breakout to the upside? We'll find out, right? And we're going to watch both of these going forward because this could give us, you know, clues on, you know, what to expect over the next couple months. This is not what to expect tomorrow, what to expect next week, or even 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. This is what to expect over the next couple months. So here we go. We'll watch these two charts going forward, and we'll kind of update on these going forward. But I like looking at those kind of charts. I think sometimes looking at the hourly chart is sort of boring and kind of pointless in times like this, to be honest. But you know, we do it for fun, and we do it to put a smile on everyone's face. So that's what we do. Let's see. Take your vitamin D3. Vitamin D3. Is there any foods that have vitamin D3? Because I eat a good amount of veggies lately. So if there's D3 in veggies, then I'm pretty good there. If I know milk has vitamin D, so I do drink a decent amount of milk. And I know going outside has vitamin D3, which I'm not outside a ton, but I'm outside, you know, at least probably like, at least, I would say, I mean, probably on average, an hour or two a day. They just said, can you do FTM short-term TA and fib levels? Let's do it. FTM, fib, and short. What? I can't even read that. Phantom. We did Phantom a little bit earlier. All right. Short-term TA, fib, TA, and fib levels. We did Phantom a little bit earlier. I'm not gonna spend too much time on Danish. You can rewind a little bit, but basically my thought process is low, deviation of the low. Okay, get back into the range. Now you got wick, vector candle to the upside. Those make a ton of sense. Ton of sense. And if you want to do a fib, you can take basically the swing high to swing low, and that would give you some targets there. To me, I mean, at least the 4.5 retracement seems pretty likely at this point, at like 24 cents over the course of time. You know, so I look at 24 cents. That's taken half of this vector candle here, and the vector candles you want to take at least half of those. So that one makes a ton of sense there. That around 24 cents for Phantom. But yeah, that's what I'd say. I mean, short term, like hourly chart, this one still looks decently strong here. I don't see any huge problem with this one just yet. All right, the hourly still has some room to run on the RSI. So this one, yeah, you may be creating some type of double top formation here. A little bit of bearish div forming on the hourly chart, I guess. But I guess the hourly is the hourly. I mean, could you certainly see a little bit of a retracement and then a continuation? Yeah. I mean, does that really change anything in the grand scheme of things? No. So I like to stick to that. When I'm looking at charts, I mean, for me personally, I don't like to look at short-term time frame charts. It clouds your judgment a little bit. I like to stick to the daily and up for me personally. Because the hourly chart, he's like, the hourly chart can look bearish, and then the daily chart can look bullish, but then you're bearish because the hourly chart looks bearish, and you're like, it really doesn't make any sense. We all want the vitamin D to be squeezed, I agree. The vitamin dizzle. The vitamin dizzle, my nizzle. You need to get some D8. Some D8. How many D's are there? Shit. It sounds so wrong. That's what she said. How many D's are there? She's like excited because there's like 8 D's. I know there's like D1, D2, D3, D4. How many D's do we got? How many D's do we got? Probably got a lot of D's. D's in the stream. It's a sausage fest nowadays, guys. It's literally a sausage fest. Let's see. You won't be laughing when you guys get sick this winter. Well, I guess I already am. So I'm building up my immune system, which is good. All right. So anyways, just to recap, the guys. Like I said, I want to keep these streams in the morning a little bit sweet and short and not get too carried away, right? We're going to get to the chase and do everything in there. Basically, my hot take is, not my hot take, but you get a daily above 16,430. I think that's looking really, really nice for BTC, right? We looked at in the past, whenever you see 3 red candles engulfed by 1 green candle after that, has been a swell time for Bitcoin, even in the bear market. So we'll watch that as we go forward. Bitcoin, man, look at that. Trying to bounce perfectly off that level we marked off right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. And the DXY is also coming back down. So perfect. We got the perfect recipe for today, right? DXY was dumping, pumped back up in the pre-market, is now coming back down. Look at the DXY real quick. Where's my little DX? My little DX whizzle. My little DX whizzle. Let's see. The DX whizzle is now coming down. Okay, perfect. And so we want to see the DXY break this level ultimately. So DXY is coming down. We got the S&P now and the NASDAQ. I guess trying to come up a little bit. So, okay, today's if we want to see Bitcoin do this, we got the recipe for today. Okay, it's just, do we got the buyers to get BTC above this level? And I do think that we will. Okay, but anyways, my friends, the one last thing that we didn't talk about we talked about yesterday were the bearish signs. Okay, and we talked about what could save Bitcoin from these bearish signs. Okay, was on the weekly time frame, we don't want to get that weekly MACD cross. What could save Bitcoin from doing it? Well, green price action could always save the MACD from crossing. And we looked about in all the bear markets, when you get that weekly bearish MACD cross, it hasn't been very pretty for Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin can come up a little bit this week, okay, that's going to save it from getting that cross, which in theory would help us out a little bit here, okay, and would sort of nullify that. So the bearish stuff we talked about yesterday, Chainlink pumping more than the rest of the market. Chainlink seems to settle down a little bit now. Bitcoin, we want to get a little bit green on this weekly, okay, to avoid that weekly bearish MACD cross, okay. And we talked about the minor capitulation yesterday, which historically hasn't been a good sign. That's still there, okay. Nothing's changed on that. Historically, sometimes that takes a few weeks to play out still, but that is still there. So obviously keep that in the back of your mind when you're looking at that. But once again, there also has been times where the miners capitulated in bullish trends where it didn't, where they sort of they missed out there. But anyways, I'm out of here, guys. We'll talk more about this stuff in tonight's stream. I wanted to just touch on the short-term time frame stuff mostly today, and we'll talk about everything in between tonight at 7 p.m. All right, so make sure you're there. Hopefully my voice is still intact. It will be, because I eat more broccoli than any of you mofos, and I drink more water than any of you mofos do. Okay? So later, have a fantastic day, and here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Oh, consumer confidence. We didn't look at consumer confidence. What did that come in at? Coming at 100.2. So it was expected to be 100. It came in at 100.2. So it was pretty much what the market expected. So unfortunately, we're hoping for a little bit of a catalyst there. Doesn't seem like that's going to be a catalyst, because the market already, if that was priced in any way, it was already priced in at 100. It came in at 100.2. So People are still confident, right? Anything above a 90 shows a confident economy. So people are still confident. Is that a good thing? You would think so. But in this current time, you actually want people not to be confident. You know what I mean? Which I don't know if I agree with that. I think, but it is what it is. Anyways, peace out, guys. See you guys at 7. Have a fantastic day. Adios. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right? Peace.